Zola Seltz wrote this amazing piece, and one thing he said was, as a physical experience, Oppenheimer is something else entirely, and it's hard to say exactly what, and that's what's so fascinating about it.
Something I thought about a lot was like A Beautiful Mind. That movie I thought was very similar in the way it started, but then when it really starts to propel forward and they're getting the Manhattan Project going, that's when you realise like Nolan is the only one that can like get this over the line.
What you were saying about that kind of physical reaction to it, I was speaking last night to my brother, and I kind of thought the movie was going to culminate with dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Everything would be leading up to that. But when that happens, I remember looking at my watch, being like, I just wanted to see where we were placed in the movie, and we still had an hour left.
Another third act.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, where is this going to take us? And I really, really liked that. I just didn't expect that to happen at all. Find out everything that happened after.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting too.
You get sort of like two different movies in a sense. Like you've got that edgier seat build up to creating the bomb and dropping it and testing it for the first time, and then you get like the political sphere afterwards. Both of them were like edge of your seat, like spine tinglers. Like
a big motif of water ripples at the start of the movie. There's rain droplets when he's kind of getting roasted by Strauss in the council meeting. Oppenheimer has these visions looking at the map of like all the bombs.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But they were like kind of ripples.
Yeah.
And so there's this domino effect of decisions, and Oppenheimer's naive sort of decisions of like, you know, having an affair with Florence Pugh's character. He also breaks up Emily Blunt's marriage to be with her.
Yeah.
All these decisions that he makes, his political career gets ruined because he pissed off Strauss. And
he's got the communist links as well because he has the affair with Florence Pugh's character.
And his brother as well.
There's all these decisions that he makes that have these ripple effects outside of the bomb, which I just found so interesting.
When you're such a prominent public figure that he becomes, anything in your past just gets dug up, and like that has that.
One of the criticisms I would have, and this has been a long time criticism of Nolan, is his ability to kind of flesh out and make especially his female characters kind of real life three-dimensional characters. And I think a lot of the times, like in his movies, the females are in service of the men. And I get it in this sense as well, but I just feel like there could have been a bit more given to Emily Blunt's character, and especially Florence Pugh's character as well, who she kind of plays the communist and the love interest of Cillian Murphy early on. I thought that could have been fleshed out maybe a little bit more. Give me one or two scenes more with Florence Pugh, one or two scenes more with Emily Blunt, and maybe cut out something else. So that would probably be my only criticism of the movie.
Maybe like one or too many scenes of like lecturing his pupils, or like them coming up with ideas. Like we saw that multiple times. Like,
I think you could take little stories within the Oppenheimer story that could be their own film. The relationship between
like
Kitty
Oppenheimer marriage story.
Yeah.
Where I think like he's definitely redeemed on the female front, at least a little bit, is how Emily Blunt kind of stands up for him at the end. And that's not something often that the female characters have ever shown.
Jennifer Lame, I'll just read out a few things she's done. Manchester by the Sea, Hereditary, Midsommar, Marriage Story, Tenet, Blonde, interesting.
The Ana de Armas, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Black Panther 2 and
that's a movie.
Oppenheimer.
Great filmography.
Filmography.
I remember going into Tenet, there was a story about how she's really only done these very small indie movies, and then she got put into easily one of the most confusing movies ever made in Tenet. She's even stepped it up again here. The story, as we said, isn't told chronologically, but she just nails the way it...
Not chronologically, and insanely fast-paced.
And 3 hours.
She's got her hands full.
Towards the very end, there's little plot devices that don't really get addressed until the end, and there's characters that get their moment. At the very end, they were skipping between time frames and point of views
very quickly.
Within seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
And you still understood it, and I think that just shows how great they are.